Watch my video on part 1 before or after. Round 2 of Chihiro vs Sojo begins at the end of chapter 16. The two panels on the last page have a static camera, making it look like one take. The depth in the first panel is great, and the unique trails in the second panel communicate their speed. In chapter 17, the bottom panel has amazing depth. The way Sojo's foot enlarges as it approaches the camera and pops out of the panel makes it look great. Hokazono can really get creative with the camera positions. Both characters are winding up in this panel, and they clash in the next. The environment is drawn in great detail with one-point perspective and foreshortening. The up-close panel of the clash adds energy since the initial clash was shot from far away. When the fight picks back up, the two move away from each other. The shorthand for that is their unique trails. Sojo winds up in one panel, but in the next, Chihiro kicks his hand, stopping the attack. One-point perspective, cool poses, beautiful foreshortening. Sojo's line of action is the C curve, and Chihiro's sword is in flight, preparing to strike. The next panel uses the trails as a clever shortcut. Sojo throwing his sword to the other hand is pretty clear, but his lightning trail makes it clearer. But then Chihiro's trail indicates that he attacked from off screen, which Sojo dodges. The panel has depth, and the hand pops out of the panel. Sojo switching hands is cool choreography. The next has Sojo swinging with a pose that looks natural. The lean and the position of the resting hand help with that. In the next panel, the lightning blade approaches Chihiro. On the next panel, we see the trails again, but one of Chihiro's arms is left behind, meaning he was disarmed. The panel has one-point perspective. When the fight continues, we see Chihiro, but only Sojo's trail, showing that the latter is faster. The next panel uses triangle formation as the lightning user charges towards the protagonist. This is his wind-up, and there is depth in the different sizes of the swordsman. In the next panel, Sojo swings, but Chihiro moves above him and swings. Both have trails to indicate where they moved. The depth is amazing. Sojo's arm being completely straight shows that he put his weight into the swing. In case you missed the hero's attack, the next panel zooms in to show that the fur collar and some hair was cut. The way the artist packed so much movement into one panel was clever. When the action returns, we are met with a beautiful spread. In a mini panel, Sojo is seen turning his head for a wind-up. In the big space, Sojo and Chihiro have a samurai duel, but Sojo's arm is cut off. The depth is brilliant. The way Chihiro's trail is bigger, close to the camera, and smaller when it's further away is unnecessary, but it adds life to the page. Sojo's pose is great. His lean adds dynamism, and the foreshortening of his arm and blade look cool. The arm is straight again, and there's a nice flow from arm to arm. His katana has a lightning trail, showing the direction of his attack. Chihiro's pose is also pretty good. Both of them have C-curve lines of action. Sojo's could also be an S-curve. The next panel lingers on the fact that Sojo has been disarmed, as Chihiro's trail moves in another direction. In the next panel, Sojo is looking at where his opponent was, while the hero is already in another spot. Both of these panels highlight his speed, even without the words. The next two panels show Sojo turning and trying to keep up. The second turn serves as a quick wind-up for his swing in the next panel. Sojo hits nothing but air, as Chihiro's trail shows that he circled around. This uses the same lunging triangle formation that Sojo had before. The way Sojo steps with his opposite foot adds to the realism of the pose. On the next page, without changing the camera angle, Sojo uses the same back attack that he used in round 1. Once again, the pose is amazing. Great C-curve, cool pose, cool choreography, nice lightning trail. Chihiro is leaning into his pose and has great foreshortening with his triangle formation. The way the background is toned allows for us to focus on the two fighters. In the next panel, the sword barely misses Chihiro because he slowed down. The next panel continues the sword's path in slow motion as the goldfish samurai prepares its next attack. The way the black goldfish circles around him looks epic. The shading on the floor indicates that this is one-point perspective. The lightning trail in all three of those panels is cool and makes the action easier to follow. On the next page, there is yet another beautiful spread. Chihiro cuts Sojo, ending the fight. Normally, important moments should be shot from up close. This is shot from afar, but the depth provided by the trees close to the camera make up for that. Chihiro is fully leaning into his pose, making it so dynamic as his coat drags behind him. His arm is as far back as humanly possible, selling the weight put into the attack. Sojo's pose is cool, having a line of action. The blood spilling from him takes a cool bleach-like shape with negative shapes inside. The electricity coming from Sojo's body, shooting behind him and coming close to the camera really emphasizes the damage and his attempt to block it. The cut trees show the power of the goldfish attack. In the other panels, there is a close-up of Chihiro and a close-up of Sojo's hand, both with blood spilling everywhere. These panels allow us to soak in the moment. The next chapter shows a close-up of the two combatants as the electric dragon bleeds out. On the next page, he hits the floor, katana flying and broken, as Chihiro stays in his pose. The depth is brilliant. The way the clouds are slightly curved implies a fisheye lens. The way Cloud Gouger is flying in the air looks so cool. Chihiro's pose is still good. His arm is straight, he's leaning in, the other knee is bent, and his coat is flapping. That's the end of the fight. Artistically, this fight is just as good as the first one.